All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, Steve Harvey, Kevin Hart. So everybody that Katt sat right here and told you about, everything he was saying was on the up and up. No one's saying he's lying. I can't wait to see your next interviews with those people.
They ain't coming on now, Mo.
Lately, the internet's been going wild after Katt Williams dropped some serious truth bombs about what he says really goes down in Hollywood. His interview shook everyone, especially when he boldly called out huge names like Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, and Diddy. People couldn't believe it. He wasn't just hinting, he was straight up saying what others only whisper about behind closed doors. Oprah Winfrey's name has been tangled up in drama for years, and this time, people aren't letting it slide. Every time some dark story pops up in the industry, it feels like her name somehow ends up in the mix again. Folks online are side-eyeing her connections and asking if she's really as innocent as she appears on screen. She's been tied to some very powerful men who later faced serious accusations: Harvey Weinstein, Sean Diddy Combs, and even Jeffrey Epstein. With names like that surrounding her, people can't help but question how deep those friendships really ran. Reports say Oprah and Weinstein were close for years, and that connection might have helped him gain people's trust. Actress Katia Noble once claimed Weinstein used Oprah's image to make himself seem trustworthy, that he'd show up with her on his arm just to make women feel safe. According to Entertainment Weekly, he even used that act to convince her to go back to his hotel room. And now, Monique has come forward, calling out Oprah for her hypocrisy, and she's not holding back. When Harvey Weinstein's crimes finally hit the headlines, Oprah didn't waste a second before cutting ties. She quickly stepped back, pretending that their friendship wasn't all that close, but people weren't buying it. What really got everyone talking was how she handled it afterward. Instead of addressing their relationship head-on, she made a public statement that many saw as a clever distraction. She told CBS News, "If we make this just about Harvey Weinstein, then we will have lost this moment." That one line changed everything. Critics said it shifted the spotlight away from the victims and redirected attention towards a broader message, one that conveniently protected her own reputation. Some fans thought she was trying to reinvent herself as a leader again, but others saw right through it. The internet split in two, with people debating whether she was being sincere or just saving face. But Weinstein wasn't the only name tied to her. Reports claim Oprah attended some of Diddy's legendary parties, the kind that are now being re-examined after shocking new allegations. And her name allegedly appears 5 times in documents linked to the Epstein trial. Those connections have raised eyebrows, making people wonder how she kept ending up surrounded by powerful men who later faced serious exposure. Then there's her South African school, the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for Girls, which was meant to be a safe haven for underprivileged students. But things took a dark turn when disturbing accusations surfaced. Several girls came forward, saying a dormitory matron, Virginia Makopo, had mistreated them. According to Reuters, Makopo was arrested back in November 2007 and later released on bail. The whole situation left a stain on what was supposed to be one of Oprah's proudest projects. After the scandal at the school, things got even messier for Oprah. The headmistress, Ms. Vuza, hit her with a lawsuit, claiming Oprah defamed her by implying she helped cover up the abuse. According to CNN, the case never even made it to trial because it was settled quietly behind closed doors. That move only made people talk more, wondering what really went down behind the scenes. But the drama around the school didn't stop there. Soon, rumors started swirling online. People claimed that some girls from the academy had gone missing. Old clips began resurfacing too, showing Oprah acting strangely uncomfortable when discussing serious topics about inappropriate behavior. Viewers couldn't help but question what was really going on back then. Katt Williams didn't hold back either. He straight up said that Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry are 2 of the biggest gatekeepers in Hollywood, controlling who gets a real shot and who doesn't. According to him, they've got all the power, but rarely use it to lift others up the way they claim to. Katt pointed out that many actors from Tyler Perry Productions never reached real fame. No movie deals, no red carpets, no long-term success. He even said some of them can walk through crowded malls without anyone recognizing them because their careers never truly took off. That hit hard.
So Rose McGowan has put Oprah on blast.
He seemingly suggested in the caption that Oprah knew the Hollywood producer was mistreating women.
He took hold of me and stood me in front of the mirror. And he's like touching me, rubbing me, and he's like, just relax.
And if we make this just about Harvey Weinstein, then we will have lost this moment.
Oprah Winfrey will do anything to defend her powerful friends, even when her friends, like Harvey Weinstein, are complete monsters. She was there while he took advantage of hundreds of women. Harvey even used his friendship with Oprah to trap victims. But Oprah didn't stop it, and she sat on the sidelines and maybe even provided Harvey with additional victims. This is a sick situation and a twisted friendship. So let's get into it. Oprah Winfrey has built a reputation for herself, but it hasn't been able to withstand the test of time. And that's her own fault because her behavior does not align with what she preaches. And today I want to talk a little bit about Harvey Weinstein. I feel like that name is so triggering because he's essentially what kicked off the Me Too movement, because he's a sick man that Oprah, for whatever reason, continues to support. And it's because these two go way back in time. They've had a professional relationship that stretches back 2 decades. There are many photos of her kissing and hugging Harvey Weinstein at ceremonies and events.
Then he dropped another bomb, claiming Tyler Perry often casts men in roles meant to embarrass them and keeps recycling the same small group of actors instead of giving new talent a chance. It's a bold accusation, and people are starting to look at the industry's power players in a whole new light. Katt didn't stop there. He called out Tyler Perry again, saying that if Tyler truly claims to represent certain communities, then he needs to actually open doors for them. He said people deserve real opportunities, not to be quietly used for a project and then tossed aside like they don't matter. That comment struck a nerve online, especially among fans who've noticed the same pattern. Then Katt shifted his focus back to Oprah, and this part had everyone's jaw dropping. He said both Oprah and Tyler Perry hate being labeled as gatekeepers, but according to him, that's exactly what they are. He claimed they secretly protect certain people, blacklist others, and control careers behind the curtain without anyone realizing it. Once that interview hit the internet, it went viral overnight, and suddenly Oprah's team looked like they were scrambling to do serious damage control. Fast forward to 2026, and the spotlight on Oprah hasn't faded one bit. With all the renewed public criticism and old allegations resurfacing about her ties to powerful industry figures, people have started digging through her past again. And one controversy that's come roaring back into conversation is the tragedy of the Maui wildfires. Back in 2023, those massive fires tore through Maui, wiping out entire neighborhoods and leaving families with nothing but heartbreak. The devastation was unthinkable. Homes reduced to ashes, lives lost, and whole communities displaced. The world watched in shock as the island burned, and soon Oprah's name got pulled into the story in ways no one expected. Oprah has owned her massive Maui ranch since 2003, and after the wildfires tore through the island, she was spotted handing out supplies and comforting families who'd lost everything. On the surface, it looked like pure kindness, the image of generosity and compassion, but online, a whole different story started brewing. People began questioning whether her actions were genuine or just a carefully staged PR move to protect her image during a rough time. The internet wasn't buying the perfect narrative, and the debates got intense fast. After calling out Oprah and Tyler Perry, Katt Williams set his sights on another powerhouse, Diddy. He dropped shocking claims, saying Diddy had been involved in disturbing behavior for years, while the public laughed it off or looked the other way. According to Katt, Diddy kept secret recordings and personal information on people, using those secrets to control them and keep everyone silent. Katt said this wasn't new, it's been happening for a long time, and folks just didn't want to hear it until now. Even Gene Deal backed up those claims, saying there's a reason why stars like Oprah and Tyler Perry are staying completely silent about their ties to Diddy. They're scared of what might come out if he ever decides to talk. And then came Cassie's lawsuit, the one that shook the industry to its core. She accused Diddy of mistreating her for years while she was connected to Bad Boy Records, saying she was controlled, manipulated, and stopped from growing in her career. When that lawsuit dropped, people immediately started replaying Katt Williams' old interviews, realizing he might have been right all along. Cassie's lawsuit painted a chilling picture, full of violent behavior and disturbing situations that left everyone speechless. Once those claims hit the public, fans started connecting the dots and realizing this wasn't coming out of nowhere. Katt Williams said he'd been warning people about Diddy's dark side for years, but nobody took him seriously back then. At the time, people only joked about Diddy taking credit for artists' work or not paying them fairly. They never imagined it went this deep. Now, Katt says the truth is finally out, and the world's seeing the version of Diddy he'd been talking about all along. He didn't hold back either, saying Diddy's infamous private parties were so wild that hotels had to bring in full cleaning crews afterwards. The claims sounded unbelievable at first, but when more insiders started speaking up, it got harder to ignore. Former bodyguard Gene Deal also backed up those stories over the years. He said it was practically an open secret in the industry that Diddy was involved in some seriously questionable behavior. Gene even shared a disturbing memory of being told to guard a door, and later seeing Diddy and another man rush out completely unclothed. On top of that, Gene claimed Diddy openly bragged about his plans involving members of Daddy Kane, saying shocking things about wanting to control them in ways that made everyone uncomfortable.
They not gonna come out and speak on nothing that has anything to do with them, and they praying that they not on the tape doing crazy stuff, being oiled up in the whole 9 yards. They praying. So until the feds say, hey, yo, listen here. We got you on, hey, buddy, we got you on this tape, and girl looked like she was pretty young. We're not gonna show it, but we need you to come and testify against Brother Love, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, you know, Sean Combs. That's when they're gonna start talking. And they're not gonna be talking in his favor. When the feds come to them and show them what they got on tape, because if he had 250 tapes all over, 250 cameras all over the house, somebody got caught stealing a cookie out the cookie jar. It could be your favorite pastor. It could be your favorite politician. But they didn't think they was being watched. When you don't know somebody's taping you, when you don't know that somebody is videoing you in some kind of form or fashion, you got that alcohol, you got the drugs in you, they're a little loose, bruh. They let down all their inhibitions. The music is pumping. He said it himself. He got it so hot in there that you gotta take your clothes off. He said that himself, bruh. So a lot of them, like what he said? I think a lot of them was being swallowed. Have you ever been swallowed? They tell off on themselves all the time, man. You just gotta listen.
But why do you think Diddy had all them hidden cameras?
Bruh, when you that powerful, you didn't get that powerful without having 1 or 2 or maybe 3 ups on somebody. Diddy always been the type of individual that wanted to have ups on the next person no matter what they was doing. Like, he always played artists against each other. He did it to Big, he did it to Craig Mack. You understand? I said before, he did the stuff to Ja Rule, you know what I'm saying? So had the ups on Ja Rule so he could go after Jay-Z. You understand what I'm saying? So he always played those kind of up games on people. So to have those cameras and know what he was doing, it's gonna give him the ups on everybody who came to that party.
As the chaos around Diddy exploded, the fallout started hitting everyone connected to him, and that included some of Hollywood's biggest names. Suddenly, people began revisiting old interviews, photos, and party footage, trying to piece together who might have known what. And of course, Oprah's name popped right back up. Fans online questioned why she and others who once moved in the same elite circles were staying so quiet now. It was like everyone was scrambling to protect their image before the next wave of receipts dropped. Katt Williams didn't let up. He doubled down, saying the silence from certain stars spoke volumes. According to him, those who built their power by rubbing shoulders with questionable people were now terrified that the truth might finally come out. "You can't pretend you didn't know forever," he said, and that one line sent social media into a frenzy. People started connecting dots, bringing up names, and demanding accountability. Meanwhile, reports surfaced claiming more witnesses were stepping forward, adding new layers to the ongoing investigations around Diddy's circle. Some insiders even hinted that more lawsuits could be coming, possibly dragging even more celebrities into the mess. The entertainment world suddenly felt like a ticking bomb, and everyone was waiting to see who'd get exposed next. Through it all, Katt's words kept echoing online, with fans calling him the only one brave enough to say what others won't. The conversation had officially shifted, and the industry's biggest players were starting to look a lot less untouchable. As the storm kept growing, the pressure on Hollywood's elite was impossible to ignore. The media started digging deeper into those long-standing connections. Old photos, red carpet appearances, and charity events suddenly took on a new meaning. Every handshake, every smile in a picture was now being questioned. And once again, Oprah found herself in the center of the conversation, with people asking if her long list of powerful friends had finally caught up with her. Commentators online began saying that this wasn't just about Diddy anymore. It was about an entire system of influence that had been protected for decades. The narrative started shifting toward accountability, and fans wanted answers. How could so many people in high places stay silent while this kind of behavior was happening around them? It was a question that no one in Hollywood seemed ready to face. Katt Williams kept fanning the flames, claiming that the entertainment industry had been built on silence and loyalty to the wrong people. He said once that fame ain't free. It comes with contracts, control, and keeping secrets. That statement spread like wildfire online, with people saying it explained everything that had been hidden in plain sight. Meanwhile, whispers started spreading that more insiders were ready to speak up, not just about Diddy, but about the entire network of stars and executives who allegedly helped keep the system running smoothly. With each new reveal, the world of glitz and glamour looked a little darker, and fans were starting to wonder who might be exposed next. By this point, the conversation had fully shifted from rumors to reckoning. Social media wasn't just gossiping anymore. People were demanding transparency. Fans started saying the industry had been protected by fame, money, and fear for too long. Every day, another clip resurfaced, another quote went viral, and another powerful figure was forced into uncomfortable silence. Katt Williams kept stressing that this moment didn't happen overnight. He said the warning signs had always been there, hidden in jokes, brushed off interviews, and strange industry behavior that people normalized for years. According to him, the public is only shocked now because the curtain is finally being pulled back. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. What really rattled people was how coordinated the silence felt. Big names who usually speak on every issue suddenly had nothing to say. No posts, no statements, no interviews, just quiet. Online critics said that silence felt intentional, like everyone was waiting to see who would fall first before protecting themselves. Now, fans are watching closely, expecting more revelations to surface. Some believe this is just the beginning, not the end. With lawsuits, insider claims, and old footage stacking up, the pressure keeps rising. And as Katt's comments continue to spread, one thing is clear: the public isn't satisfied with surface-level answers. They want the whole truth, no matter how uncomfortable it gets. At this stage, people aren't just watching, they're analyzing. Viewers online are breaking down timelines, matching interviews with events, and pointing out patterns that were ignored for years. What once sounded like wild talk is now being re-examined with fresh eyes. And the more people look back, the harder it is to dismiss what Katt Williams has been saying all along.
People do things, criminal acts, buying drugs, right? Paying for prostitutes, paying prostitutes, paying for prostitution, bringing people and drugging people, because we now know that the drugs was not in the baby oil, it was in the eye drops. They was putting drugs in the eye drops. So I guess that's where they was, you know, putting in people drinks or whatever like that. But they would, cause you know, it's hard to see a little eye drop thing in your hand and you just go and throw a little squirt in somebody's drink or whatever, like, cause you ain't definitely putting nothing in nobody's eyes and say, here, take this is gonna make you feel good. They was putting that shit in people's drink. They found drugs in the eye drops. You understand? I still don't know why they took 1,000 bottles of baby oil and didn't find nothing in it, but they didn't bring that up yet. So they found the drugs in the eye drop. So now the racketeering is gonna come, whereas that the people that he had do all those criminal acts, they were paying for it out cash with their own money and credit cards and stuff like that. And then Bad Boy was coming and paying them under Bad Boy Entertainment. They was paying them back. So that's where the racketeering is gonna come in at. Committing crimes and then paying for it with the company and using the people in your company to commit the crimes for you.
One thing that keeps coming up is how carefully power moves in Hollywood. According to critics, certain figures always seem to land on their feet no matter what controversy pops up around them. When trouble hits, the narrative changes fast. Blame gets redirected, conversations get softened, and attention shifts somewhere safer. That strategy isn't accidental, people say. It's learned behavior in a system built to protect itself. Katt warned that the industry doesn't reward truth, it rewards loyalty. He claimed that speaking out comes with consequences, especially if you're not part of the inner circle. That's why, according to him, so many people stay quiet, even when they know something feels off. The silence isn't confusion, it's fear of losing access, money, and careers. Now fans are saying the public finally has leverage. With social media, old clips never disappear, and stories don't just fade away anymore. Every unanswered question fuels more curiosity, and every quiet response makes people dig deeper. The pressure keeps climbing, and the spotlight isn't moving on like it used to. What's clear now is that this moment feels different. People aren't laughing it off, and they're not settling for vague statements. Whether more details come out or not, the trust is already cracked, and once that happens, the industry can't pretend everything is business as usual anymore. Now the focus is shifting from celebrities to the system itself, and that's where things get really uncomfortable. People online are saying this isn't about one person or one scandal anymore. It's about how power protects power. Fans are calling out the way stories get buried, voices get ignored, and narratives get rewritten the moment money and influence step in. That realization alone has changed the entire conversation. Katt Williams has been clear about one thing: accountability in Hollywood is selective. He said rules only seem to apply to people without leverage, while the elite get endless second chances and quiet exits. According to him, that imbalance is exactly why so many stories never see daylight until years later. When the wrong people are involved, everything suddenly becomes complicated and nuanced. What's also standing out is how carefully certain figures choose when to speak and when to disappear. Fans are noticing patterns: public compassion during safe moments, total silence when questions get too close to home. That contrast isn't going unnoticed anymore. People are saying image management has replaced honesty, and that's why trust keeps eroding. At this point, the public isn't asking for perfection, they're asking for truth. They want clear answers, real responsibility, and less performance. Whether Hollywood likes it or not, the audience has changed. The blind loyalty is gone, the excuses aren't working, and the spotlight isn't dimming this time. Now everything feels like it's reached a boiling point. The audience isn't passive anymore. People are alert, questioning, and done accepting polished statements with no substance. Every resurfaced clip, every old interview, every unexplained connection just adds more pressure. What once felt untouchable now looks fragile, and the illusion of control is cracking in real time. Katt Williams has made it clear that this moment didn't come out of nowhere. He says the industry has relied on short memories and distractions for decades, moving fast, changing headlines, and hoping people forget. But now, with receipts living forever online, that old strategy isn't working anymore. The public remembers, rewinds, and replays everything. What's shocking most people is how many red flags were ignored for years. Behavior that was once laughed off or labeled as industry weirdness is now being seen for what it really was: warning signs. Fans are saying the truth was always there, hidden in plain sight, waiting for someone brave enough to call it out loud. And this is where the power shifts. The conversation no longer belongs to Hollywood insiders. It belongs to the people watching from the outside. Silence isn't calming things down anymore. It's making the noise louder. Every unanswered question sparks 10 more, and the demand for accountability keeps growing by the day. Now it's your turn. If you think this story deserves more attention, hit like, drop your thoughts in the comments, and share this with someone who needs to see it. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss what comes next, because this story isn't over, and more truth always finds its way to the surface.
He was bringing tubs, like those play pools that your kids grow up in because you can't afford a pool and stuff like that, and filling them up with baby oil. And then, check this out, man, he would have the hotel people. You know how you could turn up the heat in the hotel, right? To 85, 90, and it'd be baking in that joint. They had to bring extra heaters to the hotel, and turn them on. Yo, you can't tell me that ain't no demon and no devil in that man's body. Who wants it that hot? Well, you can't hardly breathe. The hotel would turn the heat up all the way and then bring extra heaters. My man, that ain't the laughing. Bro, you can't tell me that ain't no demon, bro.
Boy, I guess he like his freak offs and chants and everybody sweated. I don't know. I'm trying to make sense of it.
Hey, man, I guess you assuming, I'm assuming too, bro. I can't believe that this individual put those people, and the hotel people said it wasn't always Cassie. It was other people. They said it wasn't always Cassie, it was different people. And they also said it wasn't always Diddy under that bad boy company that was doing the freak offs. And you had to go through his personal assistant.